Are you after a sturdy wallet that can take a hyper beam, look cute like a Gardevoir, and be slim like a Sudowoodo? Well, I got you covered. Introducing the Ridge Wallet. A slim, sexy way to carry around your cards and cash. I've used the Ridge Wallet for over 69 years now. The Ridge Wallet comes in a variety of styles to suit your everyday needs. These are some of the wallet styles I like the best, like the carbon fiber, the titanium, the gold. Really nice, cool designs to make you stand out. They also have some neat products to complement your wallet, like a bottle opener, pens, backpacks, charging, knives, you name it. You can get 10% off your purchase today with free worldwide shipping and returns by going to ridge.com/PIMPNITE. Yes, that's right, ridge.com/PIMPNITE, and use code PIMPNITE. Link in the description of the video. Cheers, Ridge, for the channel sponsor. What's up, YouTube? For today's video, we'll be full level 1 dragon Pokemon team. I got 6 fully evolved dragons. I put them on one team and I tried to create as much salt as possible. I had a lot of battles with this team, but finally I got some very worthwhile salty content. First battle, this against Genitools on the Wycombe. What is with these trainer names? Where do these people come from? Anyway, so we got a battle here, and we got a Creamy, a Slurpuff lead. They're both creamy. You got to give that one to me. And my first Pokemon here is going to be Dragalge. Now, this was a typical setup set for this team. Usually with level 1 Pokemon, you need some sort of status moves, right? We need a lot of status moves. Let me explain this set. We've got Smokescreen, Toxic Spikes, Protect, and Endure. I've got Focus Sash as the item, and I've got no EVs at all. You don't need any EVs on this team at all because we're using level 1. Normally, you have to rely on either an ability, an item, a status move, some sort of strategy, you know? So here comes a Play Rough and the Slurpuff. That's going to pick me all the way down to my Focus Sash. Now, the ability I've got on my Dragalge here is going to be Poison Point. Now, Poison Point only has a 30% chance of activating when hit by a contacting move. So that was why I put Endure on this set. Maybe I could, let's say, for example, I was able to set up a layer of Toxic Spikes. 2 if I'm lucky. And then maybe if I got one of them up, I could go for Endure. And if they hit me with a physical move, I could get that nice Poison Point to activate. That was the plan anyway. Unfortunately, with the Smokescreen, it didn't really work as much as I planned. I mean, I'd like the fact there was a lot of misses, but, you know, in fact, trying to poison this Slurpuff was actually pretty difficult because it just didn't happen at the start. So here we go. We're going to play Rough Miss here on the Slurpuff. I'm assuming it's probably just one of those, you know, typical belly drum sweeping sets here with Unburdened. And I got a couple of Smokescreens off here. I started to sort of snowball with the accuracy, which is really, really good. This is one of the few battles I actually got to have some success with this. And normally I'd get one layer up and then maybe a Poison Point and I get destroyed, right? But I had a handful of battles where it was pretty successful. So Slurpuff's going to go for another Play Rough here, why I went for Endure. Hoping I got a Poison Point, but I got my attack drop instead, and then the Poison Point activated. I was like, great, this is awesome. So we got the Poison over there, and the Lumberry is going to kick in on the Slurpuff and spoil my dream. So we tried, people, we tried. So Play Rough's going to miss again here. I was like, okay, I'm going to go for the max Smokescreens now. You know what? We're going to go for the max Smokescreens and get every single Toxic Spikes layer up I can, if possible, right? So Play Rough is going to miss again on the Slurpuff, on the Dragalge, and I'm going to set a second layer of Toxic Spikes up, which is great. You know, that's fantastic. It's going to help my team out so much. Now, we're going to go for a second layer. I'm getting ahead of myself. Imagine if we could set up, like, seriously, more than one layer of Stealth Shocks, and then you can set up like multiple layers of Toxic Spikes. That'd be broken. I don't think they'll ever introduce any more entry hazards into the battle, because, like, if you think about it, you can just keep stacking them over and over and over again. All right, so little Timmy's gonna hit the Desperation Dynamax button here. I guess they got sick of missing moves. Like, they literally could have swapped there, but they just hit the Dynamax button and like rage. So go for another Endure here. I didn't even know what move they were gonna do. I was just sort of stalling them out as much as possible. And here comes the Max Knuckles. So you got to assume if it got Play Rough, it's probably something like, if it's a belly drum set, I'd say that'd be something like Drain Punch. That would be the best coverage, I'd say, on Slurpuff. So go for another Endure here. The funny thing about this is I actually managed to, you know, stall another turn of Dynamax here, which is awesome because Dynamax is, you know, obviously it's very overpowered and it can get around all my, like, evasion stuff like that. So it was an extremely scary, you know, just a scary mechanic to come across with this team. And, you know, you're already at a huge disadvantage in levels already. You couldn't do a lot of damage and stuff like that. So Dynamax Max was very difficult for their save. I got 3 Endures in a row on the Slurp up. You wouldn't read about it. It was almost like that Blissey that used 4 protects, but not as close, but it was close. So we're going to completely stall out Slurpass maxed up, and you know they're seething now. I can just feel it. Like when I was doing the battle, I was like, I have to admit, I burst out laughing on the 3rd one. So here comes another play run. It is going to land, and my Dragalge is going to go down. But what an absolute unit. That was amazing. I got to stall out Dynamax. I got to set up 2 layers of Toxic Spikes. What an absolute performance. So bringing in Dialga here. Now, this is going to be an important part of my team. I did actually have got some Stealth Rocks in, so I got Trick Room, Roar, not Roar of Time, Double Team, and Stealth Rock. So I thought about this for a little bit. Maybe I want the speed control of this instead of going for Stealth Rocks. They swapped out the Slurper. I guess I just got sick of missing and getting like played like a fiddle. And in comes, of course, Shadow Rider. So I'm like, oh, here we go. They're going to try and win this battle in like 3 seconds, right? Just pick the control up and just smash their head on the A button with whatever our special attacking whip. So go for the Trick Room here. At least in this matchup, I do have the speed advantage for 5 turns. And we got some poison on the Shadow Rider. But man, I got to take this thing out really, really fast. So I thought about this. Maybe I could set the Stealth Rock up like freely here. There was one Pokemon in particular I really wanted to, but at this stage, it's like, no, I have to take out Shadow Rider right now. Otherwise, it's going to be a huge problem, and that's it. It's game over, right? So going into Giratina, because hopefully I'm a Giratina winner, and we got Astral Barrage here on my Giratina. Now, this Giratina was a pretty interesting set. I've got in this one Focus Sash as the item. I've got the ability Pressure. I've got Destiny Bond as the first move, Pain Split, Spite, and Double Team. Now, this was sort of working around the opponent not being speedy, but me being speedy. So I had to sort of burn off my Focus Sash there, which I didn't really want to do. But in this case, it freely allows me to go for Destiny Bond, and hopefully the Shadow Rider will go for attacking move. I mean, there's literally any move will take me out that's attacking, right? So here comes another Astral Barrage there, and that is going to be the end of my Giratina. However, it's also going to be the end of the opposing Shadow Rider too, and that was a massive threat to my team. You know, it just sweeps through it. Very, very fast Pokemon too. And this team didn't really have any outstanding abilities like, you know, like Prankster and stuff like that. It was very, very hard. So I had to purely rely on a fair amount of luck strategies. Speaking of which, let's go into Executor here. Now, this Executor is a pretty interesting set. Now, the next Pokemon to come out is going to be Darmanitan, right? Now, Darmanitan is going to get poisoned by the toxic spikes that I put down there earlier. And it's got another Lumberry. Like, I'm sick of these goddamn berries. I mean, come on. So, this is very bad. So, I got Leech Seed, Sub, Trick Room, Hypnosis. I was like, wait a second. This could be okay, because sometimes I didn't manage to get the toxic spikes up on this team, right? So I thought, well, if that happens, I've got this Executor. Does it need Hypnosis on this set? Not really. It can still do its job without it, but just in case I actually manage not to get them up, this might actually work, and this is one of the times, right? So Darmanitan is going to close its eyes there. You can look at its eyes. They're very, very close. I'm going to set up the Substitute here, right? And now we've got the Darmanitan. It's going to be snoozing here, so this is good. So my whole strategy here was to actually get the Leech Seed going. Icicle Crash misses. Oh, that was so lucky. And Hypnosis is going to land again. So Darmanitan is going to be once again closing its peepers. Now, the bad thing about this, I mean, there's good and bad things about this matchup. Bad thing. Let's get rid of the bad things first. I don't have the support of Toxic Spikes now to take this Darmanitan out. So how am I going to be able to take it out with poison damage? I've got to use some other things. So I planted some Seeds of Salt underneath it, right? So I am actually going to need to take this out purely with Leech Seed or do a lot of damage with it. Like, I just don't have many options here. So I'm hiding behind the Substitute, praying that it doesn't wake up here. And I just went for Sub again because there's nothing I can really do, you know. It's not like I've got another move to, like, use against it or anything like that. I do have Trick Room on here too. And I do have, I've got an Orange Berry on this too as my item. And as you'll get to see soon, this set actually was pretty good. So having some more Leech Seed recovery, this is definitely the longest part of the battle. Now, the EVs, there was no EVs on Executor, or Lola didn't need to, and the ability was Harvest. So Orange Berry is really good on low-level Pokemon, because what it does, it heals 20 health. And as you can see, Executor's got a lot less than 20 health. So when that berry kicks in, it'll heal up all my health again there. And then if the harvest kicks in, which is a 50% chance, I can then harvest that orange berry over and over and over again to continually get my health back. The weakness is and when it doesn't go first under Trick Room. So obviously it's not completely invincible, but it does have some promise. So here comes the flappers from the Darmanitan here. And that's going to break my sub. So once my Trick Room runs out, this is where this set is pretty easily killed, right? Because if there's no Trick Room up, opponent can simply just one-shot it. That's the problem. But I wanted to use at least one or two items that, weren't Focus Sash. But it was very, very difficult. So we got the Galar Darmanitan. It's going to be Zen mode there. It's going to be bouncing around there, man. I wish I could make a snowman like that. Like, I've never made a snowman in real life. Like, what do you do first, right? Do you get the snow, do you roll up into a ball and then put it on the ground? And then you put the little head on it and then stick a carrot on its nose? Like, how do you even make a snowman? I wouldn't even know how. That's how I would anyway, but that's coming from Australia, and I've never seen a speck of snow in my life. Like it's all sun here and scary animals. So getting that leech seed up there, which is very good. We've only got a little bit of health now to take this out. I have to take this out. So I got to stall with Substitute even more. Like, I had absolutely no choice here. I know they're getting salty though, because I couldn't do anything because I had the sub and I kept restoring my health over and over again. So at this stage, I was thinking, I think I can beat this Darmanitan. If they swap out now, the Stealth Rocks will, it's definitely going to take them out. And then they'll get poisoned again because they used up their Lumberary before. But what happens against an opponent that doesn't have Leech Seed? Like, what am I going to do there? So go for another Hypnosis. I was very, very lucky that, that didn't miss because Hypnosis accuracy is absolutely terrible. I had a lot of Hypnosis fails in the set. And the Darmanitan is almost down there. I've almost taken it out. It's taken so long, right? Imagine taking a Pokemon just purely with Leech Seed, like nothing else. So the Trick Room's going to end, which is absolute perfection because it's actually going to allow me to set up another Trick Room. And I'm going to keep this Executor going. Like, it's carrying me at the moment. Like, I don't know what I would have done to this if I didn't get the luck there with the Executor earlier on. So that's the end of. I don't know why they called that Bruce Willis. I'm not really sure. Like, I don't know why. Maybe I'll just have to search something up there. I'm not sure. Like, I don't know. I don't understand that nickname. So anyway, I understand the Slurpuff nickname though. Trust me. So anyway, back to the battle. Got to keep it PG. So go for our Substitute right here. A Slurpuff is going to go for a Play Rough. And it's going to land on my Substitute. Now, I knew that I wouldn't be able to stall out a Slurpuff completely, for the entire time, but I thought I may as well keep using Substitute for as many turns as I've got Trigger off, and, then my Executor will meet its demise, I guess. But it's been a pretty solid set here. Now, I don't have the support of Leech Seed up here, so I'm actually going to need to use my Orange Berry to restore my health to get my Substitutes going, which is fine. I actually get to show you this little strategy. That's the great thing about Orange Berry. It's a funny item, but it's actually very, very good for low-level Pokemon. So going for another Substitute here, the Orange Berry is going to get eaten. I know you can't see it, but it is getting consumed in the clouds. And Executor's health is all the way back up to full. So setting that sub up again, I think Slurpuff's got one or two more turns here before it's going to be able to outspeed me, and then, the Trick Room is gone. Imagine, I was just thinking to myself after doing all these battles, right? Imagine if there was an item to extend Trick Room. That would be so broken because... I know you can get rid of Trick Room easy, but man, having that speed advantage for slow Pokemon is really, really strong. So here comes Play Rough. It misses on Executor. That was so lucky there, and we got some Leech Seed, which is actually amazing there. So I decided to put Leech Seed up there and actually instead of going for Substitute. I thought that was more important. So the Trick Room's worn off, and now Harvest is going to kick in and give him my Orange Berry. But unfortunately, Slurpuff is finally going to take out my Executor. But what an absolute golden run there, pardon the pun, on my Executor. So I've got Dialga left, and I've got two other Pokemon. Now, Dialga, I didn't actually burn up its Focus Sash just yet. That's its item, by the way. And Slurpuff managed to faint, so it was mission complete, Executor took out two Pokemon. Next Pokemon is going to be Arctozolt, right? So I've got my Dialga, and this is where I need to sort of really start to get those Stealth Rocks on the field, because there is one Pokemon that's actually very, very worrying, because it won't be affected by Stealth Rocks. So Dragon Rush is going to miss on my Dialga. I went for Double Team here. I wanted to set up the Trick Room and Stealth Rocks, but I thought, well, I'm not going to be able to set up both, right? Because I'm going to get two-shotted. So my only way to try and do that is to go for Double Team. It was extremely risky. So Dragon Rush is going to miss again, and Dialga, I've got to get the Stealth Rocks up. I have to get them up. You'll get to see why soon, right? So getting those rocks up on the field, I've got the rocks and 2 layers of toxic spikes. So things are pretty good right now. Anything that gets hit by those toxic spikes and stealth rock is going to take a lot of damage. So the Dragon Rush is going to miss again. I was like, I'm going to press my advantage here. I'm going to go for the double team on the Arctazol, right? I think they are running like a choice set. So we've got some more toxic damage here. I believe I can take this out in about 3 to 4 turns. And Dragon Rush is going to miss again. I don't know whether they're running Hustle as their ability. I'm not really sure. But if they are, they've got a very, very small chance of actually landing attacks against me. Or it could be another ability. But I'd assume it's one of those. So here comes Dragon Rush again. This time it's going to connect. Oh no, this is very bad. So the strategy on this Dialga, you might be able to see what it is. So get the double teams going, and then what I do is I go for Roar. I know Roar's not going to go first under Trick Room, but it was my only way of phasing out other Pokemon, so hopefully I can rely on that today. Man, it's going to go for Volbeat, and it's going to miss. It's like, oh, that was very close. So go for the Roar here. That's going to get roared out of the battle, and the next Pokemon that comes is going to be Talonflame. So this is the Pokemon that I wanted to get that damage. I was like, okay, please allow me to get under the Roar here. And Brave Bird's going to land on my Dialga. Like, no. So, unfortunately, Dialga's going to go down there, and that is the end of it. I could have gone for another Roar, and Talonflame would have been wiped out by Stealth Rock. That would have been absolutely incredible, but unfortunately, it didn't happen. So, second last Pokemon is the Dragonite, and yes, it's a shiny, green Dragonite. You can roast me later. Go for the Attract here. Since the Trick Room is up, I'm going to try and take full advantage of that. So Talonflame is disgusted by the shiny Dragonite, like the color of it. It's very, very bad. And it's going to get a Brave Bird through. I was very, very hoping to myself that I could get a free turn, but unfortunately not. So Focus Sash is going to be kicking in here. Things are dire straits here if you can, think about all the opponents got. They've got 2 to 3 more Pokemon. Sorry, they've got 3 Pokemon left, and all I've got is a Dragonite on 1 health and a Garchomp. That's it, you know. It's very, very scary. So I get immobilized by Love there, which is great. I've got the Paralyze up from Thunder Wave, and this Talonflame, right, it kept getting infatuated here, so I managed to get a wrap up there. I threw my Ekans, and it wrapped itself around the Talonflame. So what that's going to do now, it's going to trap the Talonflame, and not that Talonflame was ever going to want to swap out with Stealth Rocks on the field, but it's going to get some extra damage at each turn. So I get another Paralyze there. I went for a Twister. This set was sort of designed to have the Trick Room up, have the wrap up, have the Thunder Wave up, have the Attract going, and then flinching them with Twister. That was the whole set. It was very, very extraordinary luck base. And speaking of luck, I got so many lucky paralysis there on this Talonflame. Now, this was quite an important turn. If I actually managed to take it out here without getting unscathed, this would be amazing. So I actually went for the Dynamax Dragonite on 1 health, right? Only got Pidgeot Shadow. So go for the Dragonite Dynamax here, the big DD, you know what I'm saying? And with this Dragonite, I can go for Max Guard. And even if Talonflame gets through with Brave Bird spam or whatever like that, Dragonite will be fine, and the Wrap will take the Talonflame up. Now, I know there was a pretty good chance that it was going to take itself out by not being able to attack, but I couldn't risk it. I thought it was very, very important that I tried that out. So it turned out the Talonflame got immobilized by Love there, but I might have played it a little bit too safe there, but at least Talonflame went down. I didn't want to have Garchomp as the last Pokemon. I felt that I might be able to use this Dragonite, maybe another Max Guard. So out comes the Arctazol there. Since the Stealth Rock is up on the field now, the Arctazol is going to faint, so that's awesome. So bye-bye Arctazol. Now, there's 1 more Pokemon left, and it is going to be Urshifu. I was like, oh no. So Urshifu, it's going to be poison. I was like, well, if I can get 1 Max Guard up, that'll be amazing. I might be able to stall that turn. And I got another one. I was like, yes, this is awesome. So that's another round of toxic damage to Urshifu. It's going to go for a Wicked Blow. So, definitely my play here would be to go for another Max Guard, try and hope that it happens, but I've had so much good luck there, I didn't think that it was going to happen, and it didn't. So bye-bye Dragonite, but a solid performance there, and a very, very risky play Dynamaxing there, and I just lucky, getting those 2 Max Guard. So bye-bye Dragonite. I've got 1 more Pokemon left now, and it is Garchomp. This Garchomp is a scumbag Sandvale set with Sandstorm, Sandstone, Substitute, and Attract. Try and say that 10 times in a row. So this Garchomp has got Focus Sash as the item, and it's all based around attracting the opponent and using Sandstorm and Sandvale. Here comes the Wicked Blow there. Since there's no Trick Room up on the field, I'm going to put me all the way down to the Focus Sash. Here it is, people. This is going to be the deciding turns here. Focus Sash has activated. I'm going to see it's got Life Orb too. It is taking a fair bit of damage, so I need to probably stall like 1 or 2 turns here, but I'm going to have to get very, very lucky. So there goes the little love hearts there. I'm trying to infatuate the guard, not the Garchomp, the Urshifu. I mean, look at that big tail. Look at those big shark claw arm things. Look at that big fin, That Urshifu gets immobilized. I get the Sand Tomb off there, and I think that Sand Tomb may just be enough damage to take out the Urshifu, and that's their very, very last Pokemon. So there's the toxic damage, right? Here's the Sand Tomb. Spin me right round, baby. And that is actually just going to be enough to take out the Urshifu and to get the dub, my friends, on 1 health. What a fitting end with a salty baby bottle there. But, man, I mean, you can't blame Urshifu, right? He was hypnotized by those big fins, you know what I'm saying? Let's get into battle number 2 here. This was a battle against Chrissy. And, man, if you enjoyed the video so far, please drop a like on there. And if you want me to do any more of these level 1 particular types, like we've done Dragon now, we could do like Fire next. Do you want me to do a level 1 of every single type? Let me know in the comments section. Really would appreciate the feedback. All right, we got an interesting team here. We've got a 6 versus 4, and we got a Charizard lead. Like, okay, well, I'd love to get Stealth Rocks up against this thing, sort of like the Talon of Fame earlier on. Now, Charizard, interesting enough to swap in. I was like, oh, man, that actually would have been good because I could have gone for the double team strategy, but it's okay. I might be able to get that going later on. So Blaziken's going to come in. I'm going to go for double team. I'm going to try and get this raw strategy going because I actually pretty well almost got it going last time, but that Talonflame dropped me with Brave Bird. So here comes the close combat here, and Dialga is put on 1 health. So I'm going to make a decision now. Do I set the Stealth Rocks here, or do I go for a double team again and cross my fingers and hope for the best? I was thinking about that Charizard, right, mate? What damage can I do to that? I only really can get some Stealth Rock damage, and then maybe with Dragonite I could paralyze it and get around it that way. Like, there wasn't a lot to hit it with. So Blaziken's going to get through the close combat, and that is the end of Dialga. So I made the right play there. Like, I made the safe play, It would have been that would have been way, way too risky to go for that. So bye-bye Dialga, right? The Lord of Roaring. So we got the Blaziken going for its speed boost ability here. It's going to change the entire battle, people. Next Pokemon I'm going to bring out is going to be Dragon. So we had such a run of success with this in the first battle, so I thought, let's use it again. So setting up the Toxic Spikes here against the Blaziken. And Blaziken's going to go for a Blaze Kick. And like, okay, well, that's fine. As long as I don't get, like, burnt or any scumbag stuff like that, it crit me too, which mattered. Now, old Charizard in the back there is not going to get hit by Toxic Spikes either, so that is a really, really good counter to my team, like flying types and stuff like that. Actually, most things counter this team, let's be real. So setting up a couple of layers of Toxic Spikes there, Blaziken is going to go for another Blaze Kick, and that's the end. Like, suddenly a third of my team is already gone. Poison Point kicks in on Dragalge. What an absolute beast. It did it again. Poison Point can be underrated. Like, it's one of those underrated abilities. Like, it's not like broken or anything like that, but it's not completely useless, So Blaziken's takes some poison damage. It's got like 69 speed boost here, and I'm wondering what I should actually do to send it in. So going to Dragonite now, I thought, well, I could use this for Charizard, but I want to see if I can get some damage on this, because this is a threat too. So here comes a Blaze Kick on Dragonite, so it's going to put me all the way down to 1 health. So I can go for Attract. That's my only play. It's not like I can go for Thunder Wave. That's the thing about this team. I had a lot of, I had like sleep, I had paralysis, I had poison too. So not every battle I'd go for Toxic Spikes. I'd sort of have a look at their team and think, okay, well, this team's got, well, they've got a poison type there, they've got a steel type, so, there's no point putting Toxic Spikes down. It's better, utilizing the other sets with those status. That's normally how I played it, It was sort of like case by case. And, the majority of the time I would get absolutely destroyed. So Blaziken's going to get some more speed boost there. I think it's up to 3 or 4 right now. And I got the infatuation going with a track, which is absolutely amazing. So getting some very, very nice luck here. So wrapping that Blaziken up there. Colonel's Secret 69 Spices. And, man, I actually can't remember the last time I had KFC. It would have been at least 10 years ago. I think I had a popcorn. It was called a Maxi Cup Combo. I think it had popcorn, chicken chips, and a Pepsi Max. I can't remember. It was like a long time ago. Anyway, so go for a Twister here, and Twister does a thumping 1 damage to Blaziken. It's changing the match right now. So Blaziken's probably got, I'd say, 2 more turns left to a faint. This is sort of like Groundhog Day here, right? Because I had the Dragonite on 1 health. I was like, I've got to go for Dynamax there, because if Blaziken gets through this max guard, I'll lose, and then I'll have to use another Pokemon, and then I'll take another round of damage on them and burn up another Pokesash. So I had to go for Dynamax Dragonite again. I go for these double Ds a lot, people. So Dragonite's got 2 health there, absolutely incredible. And now Blaziken, hopefully it's gonna feign anyway. It's nothing it can do. I've got the max guard up, but I wanted to see whether it actually mattered. And it didn't matter again. That's 2 battles in a row. Oh, that's rotten luck right there. But that's okay. It's fine. The end result was the same. That's the main thing there. So that is the end of Blaziken. So that's one of the 4 Pokemon down. You might be able to see a theme team here as well. So the next Pokemon is going to be Cinderace. I'm like, what am I going to do to Cinderace? Now, we've got the Pointed Stones into the Cinderace, and we've also got the Toxic Spike. So a fair bit of damage there off the battle rate. So very, very good. So I went for Max Guard here, and it failed, but we got Bounce from the Cinderace, expecting a double scumbag Max Guard. I'd never try that. So we got the... I nearly said the Nestle rabbit jumping into the air, and it's going to take some more poison there. So now I'm going to go for Max Guard again, considering I can use it again, and the Bounce is going to fail, but, I like big butts. That is the end of the Dynamax there. So what's going to happen here? Dragonite might be it's just going to be a meat shield here for Cinderace. There's nothing you can do. So I'm not going to swap anything to it. But it must only have Bounce. It must have only Bounce as an attacking move. So I did some battles on my Discord. I'm like, guys, I've got the best team in the world here, right? Bring your strongest team. Actually, I said quite the opposite. So it's some very, very funny movesets here. So Cinderace is going to go for a Bounce, right? Dragonite is going to get dropped. That's okay. At least I got some sort of damage with the Toxic Spikes and the Stealth Rock and stuff. So Cinderace it's on its last legs here. Only one more turn. I'm thinking to myself, what can I do? So I went to the Executor, right? Also, Dragonite actually managed to hit Cinderace in the air with Twister, which is really, really cool. If you look back on the video, it always merged the damage with Toxic and Twister together, which is really, really weird. So since it only has like a choice-banded bounce there, I just set the Trick Room up, And Cinderace, look at it. It died in the air. Look, it just somehow appeared, but just died. I don't know what happened there. I feel like the Pokemon. So let's say if a Pokemon's flying in there or bouncing it, I feel they need to fall out of the sky and like go bang. Did you hear that? And like on the ground and just be fainted, like actually an animation of them falling out of the sky majestically. That'd be really cool. Why can't they do that? So in comes Litten here, I'm scared of, and I'm gonna go for a Substitute here. Now this is a similar strategy against the Manaton. It's popping a payday. Man, I want to win this battle because I'm going to make some serious bank out of this. So I'm going to win a thumping $69 here. So the Substitute is faded, which is good. And I'm going to take some more damage there with the Toxic, or not the Toxic, of the Toxic Spice. So going for the Leech Seed on Litten here. Now, I could have kept going for a Substitute over and over and over again, but I didn't feel it was necessary. I wanted to get that Leech Seed go. So that is the end of Executor. Plus, I wanted to make use of Trick Room while I still had it, because if you look at my team now, I've lost my Trick Room users. Like, I've lost Executor, I've lost the Alga. So we're going to go into Garchomp here and see if I can get this going. So Garchomp, I did a swap here. I did a sneaky swap. I've got a Giratina left, so I thought, well, if they're using Payday, I could do a swap into Giratina. Hopefully they don't use something else like, Ember. If I die to Ember, quitting Pokemon, Payday slides right through Giratina, which is very, very good. So getting some Leech Seed damage on the Litten, and of course some extra Toxic damage. Now, if I swap into Garchomp, I do have the Focus Sash. I've got that going. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. So swapping that out and going to Garchomp. Now, Garchomp will get all of its health back from the Leech Seed. I mean, I won't have my item, but it's still going to be some extra damage. So it turned out Litten had Crunch and Payday. I heard that's a pretty good set on the Grapevine. So we got some more Leech Seed on the Litten there, and here comes my Garchomp all the way back to the full health, which is amazing. It's funny how Leech Seed does that to level 1 Pokemon. So bye Litten. You were a threatening Pokemon right there. So all we've got left now is Charizard. I'm thinking, well, my opponent hasn't Dynamax yet. They haven't even G-Max yet. So I'm wondering what this. I wonder if they're going to, for starters. So here comes. I wish someone would use Shiny Charizard. I'm sick of people not using Shiny Charizard. So here it is, people. It's Charizard, and it's going to be G-Spot Charizard, and I'm very, very scared. So I'm thinking, if it uses G-Max Wildfire, that's bad, right? Because that does damage at the end of the turn. So that'll counter any items like Focus Sash and things like that, which, is very, very good for my team. So here it comes, G-Max Wildfire, and Garchomp is going to get absolutely annihilated there. I would have loved my Sash, but what could have I really done, even if I had the Sash? So I feel like my move earlier on was fine. So all that's left now is my Giratina. Now, if I go for Destiny Bond here, I'm going to faint. So my other move I can try and go for here is going to be Pain Split, because that'll get all my health back and I won't die to the flames from Charizard's attack. So here comes Max Whirlwind. I've got to assume it's coming from something, I don't know, like Dragon Pulse or I'd say it'd be Dragon Pulse. And Focus Sash is going to kick in there. And before the G-Max Wildfire Flames are going to take me out, I'm going to go for Pain Split here. And that's going to get all of my health back. Unfortunately now, Charizard still has one turn of Dynamax. And the Flames are going to kick in, and now it can take me out. But what a close battle there. An interesting battle. And you got to see the cool effects of Twister. I mean, you never see Twister being used against a bounce Pokemon ever. That was really, really interesting. Hope you enjoyed both these battles, people. If you did, leave a like on there. And I might catch you for another one of these. Peace out, people.